What's up, guys? Tanner 5.9 high output here. I looked the same because I just did the probe video, but I actually did the power steering pump on my truck today, so that's why I look all greasy. But how's it going, guys? Welcome back. Yeah, it's been a while trying to get some of this backlogged content I want uploaded, help you guys out. I've got something that'll help a lot of you guys out today because I had to fucking deal with it myself. Power steering pumps. So, I have the 07 5.9. Not a 6.7. None of that. You can buy the old style power steering pump, only remanufactured with the factory style. Hang on. Let me grab it here. You can buy this one, okay? With the factory black housing. Got your pump here. I just got cleaned up. I really don't want to get all gunky, so I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, there's RTV. That's a whole nother story. I'll explain. But you guys can buy that pump. Reman comes with the pulley, with everything you need. It should pop right into your truck. You can. If you want to buy the newer style pump that has the white reservoir, what you have to make sure is, because everyone online has been saying, oh, I popped the old pulley off, I put the new pulley on. No. You cannot do that. The old one, the shaft that the pulley goes onto is, I don't have the exact measurements, but it's just a tad bit bigger than 1.5 inches. I'm sorry, 1/2 inch. Tad bit bigger than 1/2 inch. Well, like decimal point. Like 0.5, it's like 0.55 type thing, okay? Well, the new one has a shaft diameter of 0.664, which is somewhere between 1/2 inch and 5/8, okay? Factory pulley will not work. This pulley, if you have a pulley that looks like that, that's the factory pulley, that will not work. So you have to go and you have to get the pulley. Unless the new one you get comes with the pulley on it, then you don't even need to worry about this. But other than that, you need this. Oh, it's backwards. You need the Dorman part number 300-149. Okay? That is going to get you the pulley you need. And on most of the online places and websites, it does say that pulley will only fit the pump with the shaft diameter of 0.663-664, okay? If you are not sure, if you don't have the Dorman one, or don't have that one available to you at the local parts store or wherever you're going, do check that that when you do pull the pulley, or when you get a new pulley, if you can, take the pump with you and see, because if you take the pump with you and you put it on there, you're going to see a little gap between that beveled edge and all that. On the old pulley and the new pump, you won't see that. That's if you're going to eyeball it. But if you can, take a micrometer, take a caliper, whatever you want to call it, and mic it, and make sure that those measurements are within spec to each other. Obviously, one that's reading 0.555 is not going to allow the pulley that reads 0.555 is not going to let the shaft of 0.663 slide onto it. So you have to get that part. Like I said, Dorman part number 300-149. There's a couple other options, but that was the one I found. It's like $78. If you have the new pump, yeah, it turns this whole thing into a $400 job. But we all know we're still saving probably about $1,000 doing it at the house. Doing the job, very straightforward. They send you 2 O-rings with the pump. I got a brand new pump from Napa because that was the best reviews I found on places around here. They will send you 2 little O-rings that are supposed to go on the Hydro Boost side on the bottom of the pump. Okay, neither one of those O-rings in that Napa set fit the B-nut, as you would call it. So I found one I had, slipped it on there is fine, but be aware of that. Unless they went somewhere else and I wasn't seeing where they went, but I made sure to put that new O-ring on where the old one I saw had broken off, because it was obviously, that's why things were leaking under there. Half of the O-ring was gone, B-nut was loose. The top of that reservoir on my old power steering pump, it got cracked and fluid would slosh around and dribble out. It got cracked when my water pump went out, and the belt broke and slapped all around and broke. So it's been a messy mess under there. One last thing before I wrap this video up. When you do this power steering pump, there is no such thing as flushing too much air out of the system. Jack it up, turn the wheel a couple of times without the truck on to get some fluid moving through the pump or through the gearbox if anything leaked out of there. And once you turn it on, but do not allow a lot of weight to be on the tires, especially because 3/4 ton truck, it takes a lot to turn these. Okay, do not worry, turn that shit 20 minutes back and forth, and then have a buddy or somebody looking at the reservoir and make sure air is coming out, because it's going to work the air out. I drove around the block after I thought I worked the air out enough, and I didn't have any power steering, no power brakes for a minute, and I thought that was very weird. I come back here, rev it up a little, I get it to go a little, start working more air out. There was more air in the system. I didn't damage anything. I wasn't being too rough on it, but that is something you guys need to know. Just make sure you bleed it real good, or else you're not going to be able to turn into your driveway. No brakes. It's going to be a little heart pounding. As far as the job goes, it's pretty self-explanatory. Tensioner on the belt. Take the belt off that pulley. You got your reservoir hose that's just with a little clamp. You got your B-nut that goes into the pump, and then you got your three bolts that bolt onto the block. With that new pulley, it is a little easier to get to those bolts because you have bigger openings in the pulley, but it's still kind of a pain in the butt. But those are what you need to worry about. There's a lot of videos online of how to do it. They show you how to do it. You guys know me. Kind of usually forget, and I get frustrated doing these jobs, but I can tell you all the little hiccups you're going to find in there. Main one is, if you live out of town like me, I had that pulley problem. I had to go into town, waste an hour and a half, make sure, hopefully find, I just chose to go to the old work and just said, let's try it there, because Napa, I thought they had the right part, but the closest one they had was in Vegas or Kingman, and I didn't want to wait. I need to get it done today because I work during the week. Went to O'Reilly's. They had one, like I said, Dorman part number 300-149. I'm really ranting in this one, but if you guys have any more questions about this, I figured out pretty much everything on this. Just be very careful bleeding that air, and make sure you get it out. Like I said, you can't bleed it too much. All right, guys, that's for the power steering video. If you guys have any questions, throw them in the comments. I'll be happy to respond, answer any questions, any hiccups I had, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.